Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor was born on the 21st of April 1926 in London. She was the firstborn daughter to the Duke and Duchess of York. Weirdly, at birth she was never destined to be the Queen. Her uncle became the King in 1936 when his father, King George V, passed away. However, the new king was in love with an American woman. Marrying an American woman back then was simply not allowed for the king. So after almost a year as the king, he stepped down to allow his younger brother, King George VI, to become the king. Princess Elizabeth was just 9 years old when her father became the king, and she became the heir to the throne. This was a huge weight on the shoulders of a young girl. The queen was educated at home, and from a young age she loved her dogs and her horses. She had apparently told her riding instructor at the age of 6 that all she wanted in life was to be a country lady with lots of horses and dogs. That did not happen. Instead, her life took a turn, and she became dedicated to the service of her country. During World War II, the suggestion was that the royal family be evacuated to Canada due to the threat of a Nazi invasion. King George VI refused to abandon his people, and Elizabeth stayed with her family in Britain during the war. Elizabeth even served in the army as a driver and a mechanic. The great love story of her life was meeting Philip at the age of 13. Elizabeth and Philip married in 1947 when she was just 21 years old, and they were married for 74 years until Philip's unfortunate death in 2021. They had 4 children together: Charles, Anne, Andrew, and Edward. On the 6th of February 1952, Elizabeth and Philip were on a royal tour of Kenya in Africa. Her father, the king, was sick, but no one realized just how sick the king was. Princess Elizabeth was sleeping in a treehouse when her father died during the night. She became the queen the moment her father passed away, and she rushed back to England the next morning where she was met by the Prime Minister. Elizabeth was just 26 years old when she became the queen. The queen's reign started in the tough post-World War II years, and she oversaw a rapidly changing world of wars, crises, and enormous social change. The queen in her later years saw much personal sadness: the fire at Windsor Castle in 1992, the marriages of 3 of her 4 children ending, the death of Princess Diana in 1997, and the passing of her own mother and sister in 2002. And yet, through all these tough times, she remained a rock of stability for her family and for the country. Her life was always one of service, right up to the week of her passing when she was determined to appoint the new British Prime Minister, even though she was very ill at the time. She will always remain as one of the queens of all time. May she rest in peace.